Okay, Sistas fans, to kind of follow up on the video I did yesterday about Karen, what is it, episode 13, Shaking in the Rain, I talked about, combine the synopsis of her getting troublesome news along with the character descriptions for the doctor that she'll be seeing, who checks to see how far along she is. I saw some interesting, comments in regards to. I think that the troublesome news, if it is in relation to her going to the doctor, isn't just going to be, oh well, based on how far along it is, it turns out it's not Zach's child. It might be something else. And other people saying, hey, Karen's 36 and the fact that that might lead to some complications in the pregnancy. I've talked about this at least half a dozen times in various other videos in regards to, hey, here are reasons why she probably got a bad pregnancy test result. Here's a reason why she's so anxious to have a baby, things like that. But I think I want to go a little bit deeper into this conversation to determine, like, okay, how far is Karen willing to go in order to maintain, I guess you could say, kind of a hold on Zach. I mean, you look at last season, she kept going on. Please tell me that you don't love me no more. Tell me that you don't want to be with me no more. That way I can get rid of this hold that you have on me. It's just interesting to me how she keeps on blaming Zach for having a hold on her, and that's why she isn't able to move on and go with Aaron, as opposed to looking at the scenario from the perspective of it. Seems that Karen is doing everything she can to maintain some kind of hold or control on Zach. I just feel like even this baby, yeah, part of me is like, yeah, I know Karen says she always wanted to have a child and she's getting older, so it's getting too late for her. But then you also look at it from the perspective of, it just seems like yet another way to have Zach be in her life, even acting so desperate as to use the child as a way to do it. But I want to raise this question, and I wanted to get your thoughts to see how far this woman is willing to go. So let's say hypothetically, because again, I'm only speaking in, what ifs here. What if it turns out, based on the dates and all this stuff and yada yada yada, that Zach is the father? Let's just be straight up. No, it's not Aaron. Let's say Zach is the father. But the troublesome news at the doctor's office is that due to her age and, certain factors like all the stress and basically external factors that have been going on in Karen's life, which is something not a lot of people talk about here. What if that's because I know in the comments on my video I posted yesterday, people are like, well, yeah, I know women who are Karen's age and in their 40s, who have had babies without any problems. Well, yeah, miracles happen, but that doesn't mean the impossible isn't going to happen with child. I mean, there are a lot of gambles here, some sort of physical deformities and things like that. These things can happen. But when it comes to Karen, of all the stress and all these other things she's been doing, that could possibly lead to something that she didn't foresee. So let's say, for example, the doctor says, hey, you're X amount of time far along. Oh, it's Zach's baby then. But then the doctor warns her, well, hey, I just want to let you know, basically after doing like a little bit of a questionnaire with Karen, hey, has X, Y, and Z happened to you? And then if Karen says, well, maybe I was a little stressed and, this happened, that happened, then I feel like, the doctor could be like, well, I just want to let you know that might be signs of this. And as a result, there's a good chance that you will have a lot of pregnancy complications with this child. Basically, the scenario I'm laying out here is, if it turns out that Zach is the father, and this could be traced back with calendar dates and, how far along Karen is and things like that, it's like, oh, based on these dates, it's clear that I am X amount far along, which equals up to when Zach and I had that office sex. I feel like the scenario would be, would Karen keep the child knowing that it's Zach's, but the doctor said there's a high chance this child could be born with multiple complications, or even worse, like if you have this one child, based on the complications laid out there, there's a good chance you can never have children again, or it might be complicated for you, leading to some physical scarring, that kind of stuff. As a non-expert in pregnancy, I can't really say for sure if a doctor can tell that much, from one test. I don't know. Okay, so please feel free to let me know in the comments. But let me just put it this way: do you think Karen would keep the baby in that case, or do you think that she would terminate the child? And no, I'm not sitting here telling you, about pro-choice and abortion, if it's right or wrong. That's not what I'm promoting in this video. I'm talking about the scenario of this character. Would she get an abortion, or would she keep the child just because it's Zach's? And I feel like that's a very loaded question here, because there's the difference of Karen being so desperate to have any attachment to Zach, even if it means having a child with special needs, kind of like Jasmine and Gary, or terminating this child. But then if things, get better for her health-wise, stress-wise, she would have a chance of having a healthy baby with Aaron if she decided to pursue him. So I just wanted to raise the question, A or B. A being, I'm going to keep the baby because it's Zach's, even if it does come with a lot of complications with the baby, but it's Zach's. Or B, terminate the baby that will lead to complications in regards to trying again in a more healthier scenario to have a baby with Aaron. Which do you think Karen would choose, and why? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, this is just a hypothetical scenario, so I feel like, we can actually really talk about these things in a, mature way. And as always, hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit the bell icon and select all, as well as hit subscribe in order to keep up whenever I post content on the channel. If notifications are not coming through, you may need to unsubscribe and then hit subscribe once more in order to reset notifications so they'll work. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.